Hello everybody, John Grimsmo here, bringing you a Thursday edition of the Grimsmo Grind. I sort of skipped yesterday, and that was the first one I skipped in about 20 episodes, save for like the Monday after Blade show. It was kind of weird anyway. I feel kind of, guilty about that. I shouldn't have done it. I just didn't feel like filming in the morning, and got stuff done all day, so I didn't feel like filming throughout the day. Anyway, I'll try to keep going. I don't know, it's a lot of fun to do. My goal is not to do one every day, but it's certainly, been doing that for the past 20 episodes, which is really good. I don't have a lot to talk about today. I just have a couple thoughts I want to go over. Caught up on a whole bunch of YouTube comments this morning, and I saw one on one of the Blade Show videos that said, a guy said he was walking around Blade Show talking to all the makers, and in that video I talked about how successful the show was for us and just how fantastic the vibe was, and it was by far our best show ever in probably the 10 different shows that we've been to. And that's partly because of our growth as a company, like we're just more established. But this guy commented and he said, talking to all the other makers, all the ones who are on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, Twitter, Snapchat, all the ones who are on it and embrace it and use it somewhat thoroughly, they all reported having a fantastic show, whereas all the, let's call them old-timers, who have not embraced it yet and who are still doing like traditional advertising, maybe just one ad in Blade magazine or something like that, this guy said that those makers said that it was one of their worst shows ever. And it kind of made me wonder, obviously we are going through a culture shift. Obviously social media is taking over, and you kind of can't deny it because it's fact. It's just happening. I mean, the reason I'm talking to you now is because of our relative success on YouTube. It's because I turned the camera around and started talking to it and started sharing my thoughts and my projects and experiences on YouTube and kept doing it for years. I mean, I've been doing YouTube since 2008, and currently that makes it 8 years. 8 years, yeah. And it's certainly not been consistent, but it's been, trying to be pretty consistent doing it. And then Instagram, I picked up Instagram 2 years ago, I believe, and Eric was on it a little bit before that. And Instagram's been great for us. I'm getting more back into YouTube, obviously, which is fantastic. But yeah, Instagram and YouTube for us have been the two key players of getting our name out there, of sharing what we do, sharing the story. People love connections nowadays, and they love to hear the story behind it, and they love to see what's actually happening behind the front lines, so that you get a real sense of the business and of the product being made, and you make a connection with it, and people just want to make connections. You don't get that just looking at an ad in the magazine. You gloss over it like it's market awareness. You might remember that name, but you don't know anything about it other than what the ad's trying to sell you. And that's the difference nowadays, is that people want to know more. Information is so much easier and freer to access that, why wouldn't you share more so that people know more about you? And to a point, obviously, I'm talking about the business specifically, like how you make your products or why they're different than others. And it's not just sales pitches, guys. It's like intricate details of just what makes it different. What makes you, what makes your product your product. Everybody does things differently. I've seen guys reluctantly share a skill or a method that they have for doing something, and a bunch of guys comment going, "Holy cow, I never thought of it like that. I never thought of doing it like that." So it's just sharing those new ideas and those ways of doing things. That's what we've been doing on YouTube and Instagram this whole time. I'd love to do it more. I'm going to keep doing it because it's fun. And when I share my method, somebody else comments and shares their method, and then I look at that and go, I really liked my method, but dang it, you got a really good point there. You got a good method going on too. I'm going to try your way. So it's like right when you think you have it enough to share it, somebody else will come in and kind of take the wind out of your sails and show you another way, and then you're like, oh, okay, I like that other way. Yeah. So, I just wanted to kind of mention social media, and obviously it's done great things for us. If we didn't have it, I don't know what we would have done. Ad and Blade magazine. I remember for the first few years of making knives, I thought, okay, one day we'll get an Ad and Blade magazine, and that'll be awesome. And now I haven't thought about it for 2 years. I actually don't get Blade magazine anymore, simply because I let my subscription lapse and I forgot all about it. I feel like it's one of those that I should be getting, and I know a lot of my friends and colleagues get excellent articles written up in there, and it's industry awareness, and I should be getting it, but honestly, I prefer reading machining magazines. And I'd rather be featured in a machining magazine than in a knife magazine, which is kind of weird to say. I never really thought about it like that as a comparison, but yeah, machining is cool to me. That's my passion, my hobby. Knife making is an outlet to do that. And of course, I love knives, huge passion for that too, but you know what I mean. But yeah, if you're one of those guys who's got a business and he's completely avoiding social media, you might lose. Just saying. Facebook is still huge. It's becoming older, and not just the age of the company, but of the audience. I've noticed that the older generation is now taking it as their own, my parents kind of thing. Still a lot of young guys using it, but as a culture shift, like I've heard, Gary Vee talk about this, where he's like, the teenagers will always find the newest and the hottest. They were first on Snapchat, and I don't know any of the other ones. But, and then the older generation, the older people trickle down, and they get kind of the leftovers. The Facebook, the Twitter, they're starting to come into that. They're not hip enough to like follow the brand new stuff, which is fine. But yeah, as far as Facebook, we do have a Facebook page. It's completely ancient, and we don't upkeep it, which is it's almost worse than not having one at all, is having an old one. Because then people comment, and we don't read the comments always, and they think we don't exist, and that's bad. So, so you have to be careful about upkeeping your social media, because it's very, very important. And we certainly fail on the Facebook front of that. I think Eric's been talking about doing just a big post at the top that says, this page is dead, go here for more information. But I don't know if we've done that. But I mean, there's so many different options, and if you like to write, use Twitter. If you love to take pictures, use Instagram. If you love to take video, use YouTube. There's so many different ways, and one is not any better than the other. It's how you do it, it's how you own it, and how you use it. And there's oodles of information out there. Oodles of information out there on how to do social media and how to, I don't know, just do it. Just start posting something. It's going to take time. It takes, months and years to grow an account. Like I said, I've been on YouTube for 8 years now. The first several years, I had 50 followers, 50 subscribers. And then once I turned that camera around and started posting more regularly, more interesting stuff, that view count, that subscriber count went up. And that's when it gets really interesting. But you just got to keep at it. Share your story, share your passion. People love to see the story behind the product. And that's what it's all about. I mean, it takes time. Don't think it's going to happen overnight, but it's like we have a relatively long life, and what are we going to do with it? What else are we going to do? I'm 32 years old now, and I've got many great things going on, but I'm going to make them greater, and I'm going to, keep going at them as hard as I can, because I got a long life ahead of me, and there's no point holding back now. Yeah. Topic for another discussion, which I don't know when I'll get to, but is, am I holding myself back? Dang it, that means I have to talk about it tomorrow. All right, tomorrow we're going to talk about, me personally, am I stunting my own success? Am I holding myself back? And we'll get into that, because that's something that's been on my mind all week, and kind of not the happiest with myself about certain progress and certain things. And maybe that's just me being hard on myself, and things are great, but you know what I mean. I've got goals and aspirations that haven't been met yet and should have been met. Anyway, topic for tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate the comments. I do read through them. Try to regularly. I do try to catch up. Been using the YouTube Studio app, Studio Creator, I forget, on my phone to go through all the comments. It's great, except when I reply to somebody, like I'll scroll down, see a good comment, reply to it, and then if they reply back, it's like way scrolled down. It doesn't go to the top of the list, which I think is retarded. New comments need to go at the top of that list. And also, I can't copy text. So if somebody sends me a link on YouTube, I can't copy the text. I have to like go to my computer, pull up that comment, and then see the link. It's weird. Those are the only two things I don't like about the Studio app. But other than that, it's awesome. Anyway, guys, take care. Bye.